All right, so today we're diving into something pretty intense.
Oh, yeah.
Psalm 2.
Definitely intense.
I mean, this isn't just like, some ancient poem or something.
Right.
This thing grapples with some seriously big questions.
Yeah, for sure.
We're talking about power, rebellion,
Oh, yeah.
divine authority.
Big stuff.
Like, I was just reading this right before we started, and it
Yeah.
talks about nations rebelling. It's got this king being set up on a holy mountain.
Yeah.
It even talks about, like, smashing enemies like a clay pot.
Wow.
So, like, get ready, because we're going to explore what happens when all this earthly power clashes with the will of God.
Yeah.
What does it say about
leadership?
About faith?
For sure.
About the choices we make?
Absolutely.
So, like, right off the bat, Psalm 2, it kind of grabs you.
Yeah. Grabs
this question. Why do the nations rage? It's almost like the psalmist is looking at all this chaos in the world and just asking about human nature.
Right.
What do you think about that opening?
Well, it's interesting because Psalm 2 is actually considered to be what's called a royal psalm.
Okay.
And it was probably written for a king's coronation.
Whoa.
So imagine this, right?
Okay.
You have this new king coming into power, and this psalm is being recited.
Wow.
It's this immediate challenge, this inherent opposition.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But you're right. It's not just about one king.
Right.
There's a universality to it. It's about, like you said, that human struggle with
authority. Could be a parent.
Yeah.
Could be a law. Could even be God.
Right. And it doesn't hold back.
Oh, no.
About how God feels.
No, it does not.
About this whole thing.
Right. It says he's laughing.
Yeah.
At the rebellion.
Laughing, scoffing.
Scoffing. I mean, that's not
exactly
the gentle, loving God we usually hear about.
Not the warm and fuzzy image.
Right.
It definitely shows us a different side of things.
Yeah.
This contrast, the futility of going against God's will.
Going against God's will.
And then all of a sudden, God speaks directly.
And it totally shifts.
Huge shift in tone.
Yeah. Let's talk about what he says.
Yeah.
So God declares he set his king on Zion, which is
his holy mountain.
His holy mountain.
Yeah, yeah.
The symbol of God's presence and his kingship.
Right.
So this isn't just any king.
No.
He's
divinely appointed?
Divinely appointed.
Yeah.
And then it gets even more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
When God calls the king my son. So what's that about?
Well, it's really significant, that whole divine sonship thing.
Right.
It kind of foreshadows this deeper relationship between God and humanity.
Okay.
And then, later on in the New Testament, that whole son concept becomes even more important with Jesus.
So it's like...
But even here, in Psalm 2, it's setting the foundation for understanding this unique relationship.
This unique relationship.
With God that goes beyond just earthly power structure.
And this king isn't just given like a little pat on the back.
Not at all.
He's told, ask of me, and I will make the nations your inheritance.
Oh.
The ends of the earth your possession.
Oh.
I can't even imagine being told that.
Talk about power.
Talk about power.
Right.
But then it takes this turn. It says,
what does it say?
You will break them with a rod of iron. You will dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. How do we reconcile that with a God of mercy?
Well, it's
it's kind of jarring.
It is jarring. Yeah. It's a question that's challenged people for centuries.
Right.
I think it's important to remember that the Psalms use really powerful, evocative imagery.
Okay.
So this breaking and dashing, it's probably symbolic.
Okay.
It represents the victory of good over evil.
Okay.
Not necessarily literal violence.
Okay. That makes sense.
And remember, the Old Testament, it grapples with this whole concept of divine justice, which can sometimes seem harsh to modern readers. Yeah. But even within those depictions, there's this thread of righteousness, consequences for actions that runs throughout the Bible.
So there are definitely consequences.
Oh, yeah.
In Psalm 2.
For sure.
It says, now therefore be wise, O kings. Be instructed, you judges of the earth.
That's a powerful statement.
It is.
You can't escape God's authority.
No, escaping God's authority.
But it's not just about bowing down in fear.
Right. It's more than that.
Exactly.
What is it then?
Well, the psalm talks about serving the Lord with fear and rejoicing with trembling.
Okay.
This isn't just blind obedience. It's about recognizing something bigger.
Bigger than ourselves. It's about understanding that true wisdom, true joy even lies in aligning yourself with this power.
With this power that we can't
fully
comprehend. Yeah. And that leads us to the last verse.
Where it says, blessed are all who take refuge in him.
Total shift in tone.
Yeah. After all that talk of rebellion and judgment, it ends with hope and safety.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder.
Makes you wonder what?
In a world that's always fighting. For power.
Yeah.
Where do we find
true
security?
That's the question. Yeah. What I find so interesting is this choice.
What choice?
That Psalm 2 gives us align with God or face the consequences.
Well,
it's just as relevant now
as it was back then.
Thousands of years ago. Think about the decisions we make every day, the struggles for power we see all over the world, the conflicts within ourselves even.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
It makes you think.
It does. It really puts things in perspective.
It does.
This ancient poem,
it's
like still speaking to us. Today,
relevant.
Psalm 2 takes us on this journey.
It does.
From rebellion and judgment to the possibility.
The possibility of what?
Of refuge and blessing.
Right.
It's powerful.
It is.
It reminds us that choices have consequences.
For sure.
And true security might be in something beyond our understanding. Thanks for diving into this with me.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Psalm 2 is really something else.
Definitely is.